What's up? Happy New Year, Royalty family. It's another year, yo. We have made it through 365 days, and I can't believe it. Yeah, and for me, I'm just grateful to be here again another year. People don't know to believe how the year started for me. Many of you might have been wondering, what's up for Wealthy Royalty? Oh, I can't hear from him, for a couple months. You have not really seen a lie, not a couple months. It was just a couple days, a couple weeks within December that you never really got any videos from me. But there were a lot of things that I've been dealing with on the other side of life, which is another channel that I also do videos for and edit for, which is known as Vibe and Worship. You can check that out on Media's Vibe and Worship on YouTube, right? So we'll speak more on that coming forward. But the OTC channel, that's on the couch, the relationship channel, people, make sure that you head over there and you subscribe. We'll speak more on that. First things first, I just want to say happy New Year to all of the real loyal royal family members. You have been here from day one, and I just want to big up and shout out to Gary Austin. Yeah, man, people may tell us say you're loyal to the core. That is a brother of mine. Bless up yourself, my brother. Truly appreciate everything. So people, you see Gary, you see if I'm at work, if I'm posting anywhere, Gary, once Gary is there, oh God, man, Gary's gonna make sure say him have the link. Go and subscribe to Mr. Royalty channel, and him always push it. So people like Gary actually appreciate. So big up yourself, bless up yourself. It's a new year, bigger and better things are coming. But just a quick update with really what happened for me for the start of the year. So guess what, people? I went to a church event, right? And the food, the food, it tastes good, But you see, when I said to Barman, I realized there was something about a curry where them give me where just never to sit well with the system. It tastes a bit touch. I'm telling you, say, to all my hungry. I don't know if someone stay like me where you're raw, you're hungry, and you just go at it, and you're not really focused on the fact say you're something just off with it, and you need to put it out of the plate or push it to one side. And some still go ahead, people, and guess what got happened now? That was the Saturday, right? And the Sunday, I end up and I go on function, and when I reaching from the function, realize that the system start feel odd, because the Sunday was the New Year's Eve, and then the Monday would have been the New Year's. Anyhow, the day I said, no man, something just feel odd. And same time, I'm going to the restroom, and while being in the restroom, I realized that my system started to feel upset and vomited. And I was planning to go to a New Year's Eve service, but that was a no-show, because headache started coming a little bit. And then now from there now, I said to myself, say, oh no man, so even look at New Year's Eve vibe, I normally have a little squad and thing planned to go up in the hills and take in the little fireworks, and then chill and thing over all about where we end up they bring in the New Year's and thing last year. And I'm like, wow, even that get chopped, meaning even that never got up. And I'm like, boy, this rough, and the good thing is that my circle of friends and what I consider to be family, would have said that, yo, listen, if Royalty can't make it, then we just call it a day, and we all just say another time we do the link up, so we just have a big up to the real family, for looking out for the health and for realizing that, yo, listen, without Royalty, the thing pretty much now have the same vibe and energy, and it's the same thing without any of you, the thing would have feel empty. So just want to big you up, big you up straight, Yeah, man, bless up yourself, so bless you don't know, big up yourself, GS, big up yourself, Dean, Gel, Bells, yeah, yeah, man, and Ash, the local squad right there, so Mish, yeah, Dej, yeah, Richie, that would have been the squad, Rolly, you understand? Yeah, man, big up on yourself, straight. And so We just want you to understand that sometimes we may have plans in life and the plans can be detoured. But the plans being detoured is not God putting it aside to say, yo, listen, this will never happen, right? The detour is really just to show that, yo, listen, there's something that needs to be done. There's something that possibly is in the way that needs to get out of the way. And so for me, the lesson that I got from that situation is that, one, God had to slow me down, because coming back to the reason why you never really got much videos from me in that time is I was so up and down, either doing things for the family, preparing for Christmas, or it is that I am actually putting together other things for the other channel, which is Vibe and Worship, and was there even thinking of getting things done for OTC, which, trust me people, for even OTC we have not been able to push out a video based on our busy schedules, right? But we will be doing that for this year, and we just want you to just stick with us, subscribe, and ensure that you like, share, and subscribe. Please, it's free. You understand? It's a lot of nuggets and wealth of knowledge that will be coming this year. But the fact of the matter I was making, the point is, I was going on every single day and week doing something which would have taken away sufficient rest. And so I realized that my system, because it wasn't me alone who had that curry, there were other persons who had the curry too, and them never sick. But I realized my immune system would have deteriorated because I was getting lack of rest, because I was moving up and down here and there, get up again, gone here, gone there. And so temperance is a lesson that I learned. Sometimes God has to slow us down for us to put the things that are priority in place, for us to realize that, listen, you need to ensure that you put your health first before anything else. Because the end of the day, when you cannot operate any at all because your health has been diminished or it has been compromised, at the end of that day, you're going to be the same one that others are going to say, boy, but them, him did go on like say him a robot, him did go on like say, yo, him could get sick, and all sort of things. And people who you think are with you will be the same ones who would say that, boy, somebody say XYZ, and then they did not say anything. And some of them themselves as well even take advantage of you and your situation in wanting to have you be up and down all over the place, and they don't consider that, listen, you need to get rest. And so you have to really and truly remember to get rest. So if you're a person who is busy, you always want to be on the run, you always want to get this done, remember, take time to rest. Right now, this year I started out my year just like last year, with fasting and praying. And you're seeing this video now when I would have completed my 21 days of fasting and prayer. Was it easy? Definitely not. Was it something that I have gotten used to, seeing that I did it already last year? I honestly have gotten a hook and grip of it this year, because every single day I set out to say I'm going to try to ensure that my main purpose, which is to develop that closer bond and connection with the big boss, I'm going to do what is required so that I can be able to reach closer and closer to him. Because many times we set out in New Year's with resolutions, but we don't remember say, yo, the big boss needs to be the main priority, not one of the priority. Are when everything else on the list long down is then, oh, let me catch him up and put him on the list. No, he needs to be the main priority, and everything else will follow and fall in place afterwards. And so that was my main purpose for this fasting. And I can tell you straight up that many persons, especially like myself, starting this thing here was never ever something I thought of that I could have endured and did last year, because last year did rough. I will give a story on that in a separate video. But for this year, I can definitely tell you that I started this year with the mindset of doing 10 days. And 10 days was all because I was saying, Father, coming out of this start of the year, which pretty much I was actually in my bed for like from the 1st to the 6th, was pretty much over 5 days that I was actually sick for, with gastroenteritis coming from that curry caused that headache, the tummy pain, even have to thump up my tummy just for try to say, oh God, I say, just like God did say, Jesus, take the wheel, Father, take this cup from me. That was how bad it was. I wouldn't even want to give that to my worst enemy. You understand? I don't know if me have none or anything, but that is for them problem. That is their problem. And so for me, looking at the whole fact of how that moment brought me to a place where my health, I had to look into how I can be able to bring back up my immune system, getting the nutrients. I could not have gone through the 21 days with my intention that, hey, I'm going to just go water and fruits. I had to include vegetables and fruits and water. And that's how I would have gone ahead. I would do another video separately on the different meals that you can have while fasting. So for me, the 21 days of fasting and prayer is really the Daniel fasting, right? But I did my fasting based on the objectives that I had. So my objective, the main purpose, was that one, I'm going to actually develop that connection, that vertical connection deeper, to guide me into how I should go about my year, right? And I would have had my goals down. I wrote them down so I can be able to, and that's one thing I can tell you, writing down your vision, writing down your goals, right? It is something that I would recommend. Journal, so you can be able to look back and you can say, all right, this is really what I had done. And you can be able to even have yourself accountable. You write down and say, all right, day 1, I will be doing this. Day 2, I'll be doing this. All right, I want the long-term, short-term goals to be these. And you present them before the big boss. And you say, hey, God, listen, if this is not your plan, make your own come, kick this off of the list, and your own supersede mine. And that is how you have to have the mindset when you're fasting. You cannot be like, oh God, these are my plans and this may occur to you. And at the end of the fasting, this is what I must see come true. Sometimes it's not within that same fasting period that you will see some breakthroughs. And if you're just fasting just to see breakthroughs while fasting, then think again. Because many times God wants to change your heart. God wants to come into your heart, into your life. And so he can be able to spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically develop you into a better individual. And so if you are fasting just to say, God, I set out to get a house, I set out to get my school fee paid off, I set out to get a wife, I set out to be a pastor. If you have those goals and you are only focusing on, hey God, this need to come true within whatever period of me fasting, whether 1 day, 5 day, 10 day, 21, whatever day, 7 days. If you only focus on that and not to say, God, I want to be able to hear from you. I need a word from you daily. I want to have your scriptures written on the tablets of my heart, so that when anything should come up against me, I can be able to stand against it and hear that this is what you want me to do. And you see, when you get a connection there with him, you get that connection and that bond with him on a level where at the end of the day, you not only in the word and feel empowered, but you can be able to see where this moment, something, hey, I'm going to give a testimony. My testimonies will come in another video, right? And you will find out that, listen, God will send answers in different ways, whether in you reading the word, something you would have written down, and you say, hey God, and you pray about it, sometimes in a video you might be listening to, because the benefits of fasting can really be that you want to get a breakthrough for something, right? And God really and truly can provide that to you, right? By you going to Him and praying and reading the word, because you just saying you're fasting and you're not praying is just dieting, right? And so you have to fast and pray, both of them in one, right? And so I can tell you from experience that when I pray and I read the word, God does something magical, divinely inspired in the atmosphere, and He sends answers from different areas. As I say, I'm going to do a testimony, so I'm not going to get into that now, but you'll hear how fasting for me in 2024 really went, and give you also in retrospect what happened last year and a testimony from it. So, I just want to let you know that I encourage you to try it out. Try Him out. Give Him a try this year. Trust Him and see that once you surrender and seek Him first, Matthew 6:33, and all things will be added unto you. For He knows the plans He has for you. Jeremiah 29 verse 11, thoughts to prosper you, not to harm you, but to give you an expected end. So, family, remember, we all are royalties, all kings and queens. Go out there, impact lives one day at a time, and stay in alignment with the divine assignment. It's royalty, the original wealthy royalty. We'll catch up again on the next video. Peace.